So today we're going to do a little Homebuyer 101 when it comes to foundations. I'm going to be using this true story that I was literally told 10 minutes ago because it made my blood boil. I was so mad. I still am. I was texting the buyer and their new real estate agent. I'm like, who did this to them? This is wild. So let's talk about foundations. There's certain parts of the country where there's pockets where foundation issues do occur. Dallas, Texas is one of them. There's little areas where some of the houses, they're known to have some level of foundation issues. Now, does this mean that you should buy a house with a bad foundation? No, but it's not uncommon that you may look at a house and they may say, oh, it had a foundation repair, this is the warranty. So let me tell you the story. So buyer was coming from California to Texas. Their daughter was looking at the house with the real estate agent because, the buyer's husband was very sick. He's elderly. They can't just go back and forth. The daughter's looking at everything. They do a home inspection. They do everything a home buyer should do. So mom and dad move across the country. They get there, and within a few days, mom goes, something's wrong. The living room is sinking. So she calls her real estate agent and she says, hey, Shelby, Cameron, the floor is sinking. Something's wrong here. And they go, oh, don't worry about that. Your warranty will cover it. So she's like, okay, what's that? So then they give her this number. She calls the number and they're like, oh yeah, the warranty doesn't actually cover that portion of the house. So number one thing that you guys want to know, if you guys are looking at a house that has prior foundation work, you need to know what part of the foundation was fixed. Because I'll tell you guys, coming from California, I would never assume that if someone said a foundation had been repaired, that it would mean only a portion. But I do see a good amount of that now where it's like, oh, they actually just repaired this portion, but there's these other two portions, right? So you want to know, number one, what portion of the foundation was repaired, okay? Number two, who is the company that repaired it? Number three, will that warranty transfer to the new homeowner? Okay. And I would say, look, as an inspection, I would want that company to come out. I would want them to recertify the property, and I would be getting a second opinion. Foundations are expensive. In the case of this husband and wife that had moved across the country to Texas so they could be closer to their daughter, it cost them over $40,000 to fix that foundation. Yeah. And here's the thing about a foundation, guys. In many cases, if the foundation's moving, it's also affecting the plumbing, the windows, the doors, the list goes on and on. So it's like not only did they need to fix the foundation, they also had to fix the plumbing. They call their real estate agent again. Hey, this is all messed up too. Oh, well, you have a warranty for that. It was a new home. Okay. So sometimes when you buy a house, an agent will go, oh, let's get a warranty for it. The warranty means that if something new breaks, like let's say that you buy a house and the stove is working and then the stove breaks, they have a warranty. It's 1 year, 2 years. You call the number and then they send out someone to fix your stove. It doesn't fix pre-existing conditions. And I bring this up because I've heard this before. I've heard real estate agents tell home buyers, oh, you're like, well, the air conditioning is really old. Don't worry, we'll get a warranty for it. No. Warranties are not a magic fix for things that are already broken. And it's always the home buyers who are now home owners who find this out. So if you're looking at buying a house and you see something wrong and they say, oh, there's a warranty for that, you need the details of the warranty, friends. I cannot stress it enough. So they've now repaired everything. This couple is wonderful. Thankfully, they had the money. I mean, imagine if they didn't. That's the thing. And that's what drives me so crazy about this stuff is that, number one, they shouldn't be paying for all this stuff. And number two, what would happen if they couldn't? because the average American cannot afford to go into buying a house and then spending $40, $50, $60,000 on stuff that should have been called out in the home inspection. Let's take a moment. So then you go, Jen, why didn't they go after the home inspector? Guys, home inspectors, like I have yet to see someone go after a home inspector and win. Usually those home inspections have so many, oh, we're not liable for this, we're not liable for that. Like the amount of things they're not liable for are endless. So you're like, well, how could they have avoided this? Research your home inspector like you're gonna marry them, because the bottom line is your wallet is. I know that sounds creepy and weird, but it's true. Think about it. In their case, they had a home inspector that went through like this. I don't know. Oh, I don't feel that dip, right? You can act at home with it. Whereas if they had had a real inspector would have been like, oh, nope. You need to get a foundation inspection. You need to get a structural engineer out here. You need to get a sewer scope. A sewer scope is something I think everyone should be doing right now. It's an add-on to your home inspection where they inspect the plumbing. That's what you need, okay? So even if you're like, because in this case, I'm like, well, I'm assuming the realtor was charming and lovely and charming as you could ever imagine, right? And look, was the real estate agent acting out of malice? I don't know. It was either malice or stupidity, but either way, that cost them $40,000 to $60,000, right? So that's what you need to know. So let's just recap, because I could go on forever, because there's more to this that just... Please pick out your own home inspector. Please, okay? Interview them. Look at their reviews. If I was looking for a home inspector, I would be looking for the reviews where they're like, Jane was so thorough. She noticed things I never could have imagined. Ted was in the rafters for 2 hours. He saw a problem that we wouldn't have seen. You want that inspector that has pride in their work and looks at what they're providing to you as important. You don't want that inspector that's out romancing real estate agents, passing out cards and cookies saying, oh yeah, just call me, I'll take care of it. There are people who get business because they don't call stuff out. I know, guys, it's so messed up. So look, number one, you're gonna pick your own home inspector. Yes, you can interview them. Remember, your wallet is marrying them, because if they are wrong, it's gonna cost you big. And if they miss something like a gas leak, well, it could cost you your life. I know that sounds dramatic. Maybe it's because I've been watching too much sci-fi home inspection. If you haven't checked him out, check it out. It's wild. He looks at new builds and he was finding these neighborhoods where like every single house had a gas leak. It was crazy. So really research that home inspector. And then home warranties, if they're buying you a home warranty at close, the seller or a real estate agent, that's only for problems that happen after you move in. It's not for existing problems. So if you have a foundation problem, if you have a sewage problem, if you have this, and that, and it's your basic home warranty for when you close on the house, it will not cover that, okay? And third, on the foundation front, you guys got to watch out. If you're walking through a house and you're like, I don't know, isn't? Bring a marble. Bring a marble. It sounds silly. Watch out for the sticky doors. Watch out for the windows that don't close all the way. Inspection, of course. But if someone says, oh, you don't have to worry about it, it has a warranty. Okay. You need to know what portion of the house the warranty is for. Because here's the thing too. I actually had this on a deal, and I was like fighting to try to get the client not to buy this house. The house already was having issues, and it was for the whole house. And it's like, okay, so they repaired the foundation once. They didn't do a good job. It's great that you can have them come back out, but how long are they going to be in business for? Because that's the thing. There's parts of the country where you see more foundation issues, and there's a lot of fly-by-night foundation repair people where they come out, they issue these warranties, but guess what? If they're out of business, you don't get your warranty. So you want to make sure that whoever did the foundation and has this warranty, that it's a company that's been around for a long time. Would I feel comfortable with a foundation warranty from a company that's been around for 1, 2, 3 years? No. No way. No, I want a company that's been in business 10 plus years. I need to make sure that if my foundation goes sideways and I have this warranty, it's worth something, because if they go out of business, it's not, okay? So really pay attention to that. And then also, it may just cover one portion of the house. Sometimes if a seller doesn't have a ton of money, or if they just don't notice or don't care, they may fix one portion. Maybe there was just one issue, but it's gotten worse. So really, guys, eyes wide open out there. Please pick out your own home inspector and make sure any warranty that anyone is telling you that you will get because of the house, okay? You make sure that it covers what you expect, you know what the terms are, and it can transfer to you, okay? So I hope this video was helpful. Look, my team and I are here for all your mortgage needs. We're licensed in 50 states. We care about you. We care about you getting into a good house, because a house should become a home. It shouldn't become a money burden. Thanks for watching, guys.